On tonight's show,
parking can be a concern for students, especially residents living on the south side of campus. I'm Tom Madden. We talked with Eastern's police chief about the issue of parking and ways they're looking at combating the issue. That story is coming up.
Andrew Meehan sits down with Logan Hinton, lead singer of the band the Royal Oaks.
There is a little bit of like a timidness that comes from going around. I'm looking over my shoulder a little bit, but I wouldn't say I'm particularly scared because I think I know that's what they want.
We have the latest on a string of alleged racist incidents at Syracuse University. And Jarrett Soltis is here with a look at some of the top plays from the fall sports season. This, tonight on the November 21st edition of ETV News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Julia Florence. Thank you for joining us. Parking is a common issue for students here on campus, as many are always in search for that one perfect spot. Tyler Madden tells us more about parking here at Eastern in tonight's ETV News Spotlight feature.
Parking can sometimes be a struggle for students. For the hundreds of students who live on the south side of campus, there are a limited number of parking spaces close to residence halls, leaving them with no other option but to park in one of the garages on the other side of campus.
For me, parking has been fairly interesting. There's been some times where I've been able to find a good spot relatively close to where I live, but generally I'm always parking far from here across campus in the garages.
A majority of parking spaces for students are located in the Shakespeare and Cervantes parking garages on the north side of campus. They hold 805 and 693 spots respectively.
What's really interesting about parking is, and you find this on any college campus, is there's usually plenty of parking, but it's not parking that people want.
Chief Jeffrey Garuski has been Eastern's chief of police and director of public safety for the past 15 years.
They want convenient parking. Faculty want convenient parking. Students want convenient parking. But over the last 10 or 12 years or so, we've added about 600 parking spaces with the new garage on campus and some of the new construction.
These 5 spots that are in between the high-rise and low-rise apartments and right next to Nutmeg and Laurel Halls are prime real estate for anyone living here in the area, constantly being fought over by students right here on the south side of campus. Some consider getting one of the few parking spots as a competition amongst friends.
I've had a few times where I found a spot on my way out when I'm leaving for home, and I'll tell my buddy and I'll hold the spot while he gets his car, and he'll bring it up and park in there just so we make sure one of us has it, so if we're ever going somewhere, we're close. When you have one, it kind of gives you, like, I don't know, you feel a sense of power almost, like you don't want to give it up.
Over time, students have come up with their own different strategies trying to secure a prime spot.
This is usually my first stop when trying to find parking right here, these 5 spots.
Josh always has a backup if he can't get one of the coveted 5 spots.
After having no luck in all the southern lots, usually last resort is to go find a spot in Shakespeare or Cervantes. And usually we're trying to get a spot in Shakespeare because it's just a tiny bit closer.
In April of 2016, Eastern released a master plan update highlighting potential projects over the next decade that the university may take on in an effort to expand the campus. According to the plan, there are a total of 2,939 parking spaces throughout all the lots and 2 garages on campus, with one key finding of the plan being that parking is adequate but imbalanced, with more in the north than the south. Also included is a plan to add another parking garage on the south side of campus, something that officials say is still a few years away.
In the master plan, there is a call for a parking garage to accommodate the south end of campus. We think that's going to be somewhere in the area of Prospect, and you would enter off a Prospect. It would sort of be a parking garage where, you go up a couple levels.
The plan also points out that the campus has few remaining clear development sites, and some land is occupied by low-density, obsolete buildings, making it difficult to add another garage until more extensive renovations are done.
On a liberal arts college or liberal arts university, the goal is to have the parking on the perimeter of the campus so that the center of the campus is the hub. It's the academic hub, it's the social hub.
After Josh drove all around campus with no luck in finding a spot, he was left to take one in the parking garage. He timed his walk back to his dorm.
8 minutes and 45 seconds.
Security can also be a concern for students having to make this walk alone or late at night after class.
We make every effort to take students that feel that they're not safe to walk either from the parking garage to South Campus. We will take them there. We've had a lot of improvements on campus with video cameras. We've increased the number of cameras on campus, high quality video, so we can really follow people that are walking campus. There's very few spaces you can go outside where you're not on video.
Public Safety has also introduced the new Live Safe app that gives students another way to stay safe when walking around campus.
When you think of the blue phones on campus, the blue phones are that's the old technology. They're stable, they're in one spot. You have to get yourself to a blue phone to push a button to report an emergency. When you have the Live Safe app on your phone and you have it open, you have every possible thing you could do to contact law enforcement, to report an emergency, to report a safety issue, to have a family or friend follow you virtually.
Though students are left to park in spaces that aren't the closest, school officials are always putting student safety first.
I know that it's not convenient for South Campus. We get that. But I think with some of the security improvements that we're making it safer for individuals to make that walk. But we also know that we need to have another parking garage. And that is in the works, but it's down the road.
Tyler Madden, ETV News.
When we come back, we have another edition of ETV News' One-on-One, as Andrew Meehan recently sat down with Logan Hinton, the lead singer of the local band Royal Oaks.
And we were at an event on campus where one club was getting into the holiday spirit. Don't go away.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Here we go, the butterfly. Ready? Ooh.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Andrew Meehan recently sat down with Logan Hinton. Take a look.
Welcome back to ETV News One-on-One. I'm Andrew Meehan, and tonight I'm joined by lead singer of the Royal Oaks, Logan Hinton. Logan, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
So how did your band, the Royal Oaks, get started?
So it was high school. I was a junior, and of course, like a lot of bands started, my girlfriend just broken up with me, and I was, I guess, looking for a way to get over that kind of thing. And just so happened that two of my best friends are really talented musicians, and we just started practicing and jamming and writing songs, and then from that little incident, I guess it grew into a much bigger thing.
So I actually just recently saw you guys play, and I got to tell you guys are awesome. It was an incredible show.
Thank you so much.
Can you remember what your first gig was like?
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, the first gig we had was in my backyard, actually, and we've never played a show. We had no original music, but we just told all our friends, let's get together and have a show in our backyard. And it was crazy. Everyone came, all our friends came, everyone was singing along and stuff. So definitely after that show really got me in the mindset that something I wanted to do and wanted to play more shows.
So what kind of genre of music do you guys play?
So I guess basically I would say we're a rock band with a lot of influence of like modern emo rock and stuff like that, but we also really like 90s music, so we have a big influence from like bands like Oasis and Weezer and Third Eye Blind and stuff like that. But when we play shows like this, we like to play a lot of covers and just have fun with songs not only we like, but everyone likes.
So next Monday, you guys have a concert that will be taking place in the Betty Tipton Room at 7 o'clock. What's the band most excited for?
Well, I think since the 4 years I've been at Eastern, I've been really wanting to play a show here just because I've made a lot of friends and just the student body that I know, I would love to be able to play for them, and that really hasn't happened. So to finally get the opportunity to play at Eastern and to have my friends come see me, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
And why should students come out to the concert?
Well, I mean, there's not much else to do on a Monday night on campus, first of all. And second of all, there's just going to be a lot of live music. I mean, something a lot of people like to enjoy. Cars Go West is playing first at 7 o'clock. And then our friends in the band Shed Life are playing next. And then obviously Royal Oaks will be going on after that. So I think just a night of 3 bands and live music is something a lot of people would enjoy.
So it's not just an opportunity to see you guys. There's 2 other bands playing,
Right.
so it should definitely be a fun night.
Exactly.
So just give you a chance to plug your band. Where can people look you up for future gigs and where to see you guys?
Definitely I keep our Instagram up to date most, so that's Royal Oaks CT on Instagram. And I always post about shows or new music that we have being recorded and stuff. But if you're looking for music, I definitely suggest Spotify. We have all of our released music, our albums, and 2 EPs on there. So.
All right, once again, I'm joined by lead singer of the Royal Oaks, Logan Hinton. Logan, thanks again for your time and good luck on Monday.
Of course, thank you so much.
The concert will take place next Monday, November 25th at 7 o'clock in the Betty Tipton Room. Admission is free. I'm Andrew Meehan. Now let's send it back to Connor and Julia.
Thanks, Andrew. On Sunday, Eastern held its annual talent show, Eastern's Got Talent. Griffin Hammock has more from the Student Center.
I'm here at the Betty Tipton Room where 10 ECSU students are looking to strut their stuff in this year's installment of Eastern's Got Talent. Eastern's Housing and Residential Life put on its 2nd annual Eastern's Got Talent show, where several ECSU students competed to win a bunch of different prizes. Audience members also got in on the action too, as they were able to win a couple of cool prizes themselves by playing musical chairs, rock, paper, scissors, and finding a pink slip underneath their chairs, Oprah Winfrey style. After the night came to a conclusion, it was time to choose a winner. Kayla McLean claimed first place in this year's show after she composed and performed her own rap.
I did this rap. I wrote it, started writing it when I was 17, and then I finished it, I think, this past spring. So I wrote it over the course of 2 years, but it's very close to my heart, so I wanted to perform it because it's really personal to me, so that's why I performed it. We were able to talk with one of the hosts, Michael Loretti, on what his favorite part of the night was.
My favorite part of the night was just everybody seemed to be really excited. The energy was really high the entire time, and that's kind of like a nervous part going into all this because you never know what to expect with these kinds of things. And my favorite part was, everybody was just having fun, and you just really like to see that. From singing to juggling to everything in between, Eastern's Got Talent is a great way where ECSU students can show off their capabilities. Reporting for ETV News, I'm Griffin Hammock.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, a number of clubs are getting into the holiday spirit. Reporter Emily Graham was at Eastern's Best Buddies Club's Friendsgiving.
There's nothing better than getting around the table with delicious food and good friends. We are joining ECSU's Best Buddies nonprofit organization's first ever Friendsgiving event. Let's go take a look.
On Sunday, Best Buddies held a Friendsgiving event where I got to sit down with Public Relations Heather Clow.
Best Buddies is an international organization that pairs individuals with disabilities in one-on-one friendships to help build stronger connections in a more inclusive environment.
This first ever Friendsgiving was a huge success, and members had a lot to be thankful for.
I'm thankful for all my friends and family, and if family and friends get together. I just want to say thank you so much.
I really love Best Buddies because I did it in high school, and now I get to continue on with new friendships, do a lot of new things, and just hang out with a lot of people.
Thank you for my friends, even my new ones. They're amazing, and my basketball team.
To learn more about Best Buddies, check out their Instagram, Best Buddies ECSU, or find them on Eastern's webpage.
When surrounded by good friends, there's always something to be thankful for. This was Emily Graham reporting for ETV News.
This week, the Performing Arts Department's theater program is presenting Our Town, a Pulitzer Prize-winning play in the Proscenium Theater. Set in New Hampshire, it tells the story of a fictional small-town community through the everyday lives of the residents, discussing universal themes of love, death, and memory. Audiences can learn a lot when coming out to see the show.
It's definitely a good family show. When I
finish the show, I'm like, oh, I should text my mom and dad and tell them I love them. And it's definitely a show that you feel very warm inside when you're watching it.
It's a play about community, like not just this fictional community, but our community here, like in the theater on the campus. I think it's a really important play about how we should enjoy each other in the moment.
The next shows are taking place throughout the weekend, including performances tomorrow and Saturday night at 7:30. Tickets can be purchased in the Fine Arts Building.
Still ahead, we have the latest on the untimely death of a Connecticut native and minor league baseball player. We'll be right back.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him, he's gotta come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with Turtle is a perfect day and keeps me company when I'm doing schoolwork. I like it when he jumps up on the table too. He is a veggie thief. He's an incredible companion and my best friend. Can't say that I've met anybody that doesn't love him too. When I adopted Turtle, I discovered all the things that make him unique. He's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly he's all pure love.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Connor O'Malley. A minor league player for the Minnesota Twins organization has died. It appears 23-year-old Ryan Costello died of natural causes while in New Zealand. The Wethersfield native arrived in Auckland last week to start playing in the Australian Baseball League. He was selected by the Seattle Mariners in the 2017 Major League Draft after playing at Central Connecticut State University. He was traded to the Twins in July of 2018. In a statement, the Twins said, sent condolences to Costello's family, friends, and teammates.
Syracuse University is suspending all fraternity social activities for the rest of the semester after the latest in a string of alleged racist incidents. University Chancellor Kent Syverud made the decision. It was in a response to a report of an African-American student who says she was subjected to a verbal racist epithet from a group of students and visitors on campus. The chancellor said the alleged perpetrators in Saturday night's incident are said to be members and guests of a fraternity, which has been suspended pending the outcome of the investigation. The investigation marks the 6 such incidents, reports of racist symbols and language on campus in the last 10 days. The chancellor said it's the latest of several incidents against Jews, Asians, and African Americans, and he's deeply angered. The final day of the fall semester is December 13th. So the social activity suspension will last nearly a month.
International student enrollment at American universities has fallen for 3 years, and it's costing plenty. The Association of International Educators estimates the decline has cost the economy $11.8 billion and 65,000 jobs. New international student enrollments dropped by 6.6% last year. This year, it fell 0.9%. Experts say fewer students are coming to the U.S. because they believe getting a visa has become more difficult. They also perceive the country as unsafe because of gun violence. The Trump administration points its finger at schools. It says they're just too expensive.
Don't be planning on getting 2 cups at Dunkin' anymore. Friday, the donut and coffee shop chain announced an end to the practice. Double cupping is when you replace an iced beverage that's in a plastic cup instead of a foam cup for insulation. It's a well-known practice at New England locations, but Dunkin' is phasing out its foam cups nationwide. Instead, it will be using new double-walled paper cups, so no need for a cup sleeve or a second cup. Dunkin' says all of its locations in New England will have the thicker cups in place by December 1st. The rest of the country that does not already have the new paper cups will receive them by next year.
The nominees for the 62nd annual Grammys are in. One big winner already is Lizzo. The singer saw her star rise quickly this year, and she leads the pack with 8 nominations. Lizzo will duke it out with Bon Iver, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, Her, Khalid, Lil Nas X, and Post Malone for the Record of the Year. The Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist categories are equally crowded with 8 nominees each. You can find the full list of nominees in all 80 categories on Grammy.com. The most popular categories will be awarded live on the award telecast hosted by Alicia Keys. It's set to air on CBS January 26th.
When we come back, Jarrett Soltis will be here with a look at the top plays from the fall season. That's next in sports.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that after 75 years, Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Drew, spot on this last one. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Julia Florence. We're joined here now by ETV Sports' Jarrett Soltis. Jarrett, good evening.
Guys, we're going to be doing sports a little bit differently this week, as with a hiatus between the fall and winter seasons. Not much going on around Eastern sports, so we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 plays of the fall season. Not a lot going on, so we're going to be taking a look at those top 10. So let's jump right into the action, starting off with our top plays of the fall season. Going in at number 10 on the list, we're going to look at head coach Greg DeVito breaking the record for all-time wins in program history back in early September. In a game against LaSalle College, he was honored with a game ball when he passed Thomas Nevers. And in that game, Patrick Adjaman not had 1, not 2, but 3 goals on the day to finish off the hat trick for the Warriors to top off an historic evening in men's soccer history. Coming in now at number 9 on the women's soccer action, Haley Montesano stealing the ball away from Rhode Island College, then hits it upper 90. Beautiful shot there from Montesano as the Warriors would go on to win that game 2-1. Coming in now at number 8, little field hockey action. As Stephanie Hogan takes it at the top of the key. Gonna get it to Morgan Sanson. Sanson flicks it between her legs and into the back of the goal. Beautiful play there from Sanson. We're gonna slow it down for you this time. A little hard to see on the first take, but Hogan's gonna take it. She's gonna control it nicely at the top of the key. Then she's gonna get it to Sanson, who barely flicked it between her legs. Beautiful play there by Sanson. And that was the only goal Eastern needed as they won that game 1-0. Going on to number 7 on our list now. We're going to go to the LEC semifinals from a couple weeks ago where Will Toomey slices through the Western Connecticut State defense and puts it in the bottom right-hand corner. Sensational play by the sophomore. Take another look at that one. Dribbles through 2 defenders, then he gets past another one as Toomey with a great play there as Eastern won 5-0. Going to number 6 now, Eastern, UMass Boston in volleyball. Check out Lydia Naderno on set point here. Fakes out the entire UMass Boston defense. Gets it into the empty 2 spot. We'll take another look at that one. Naderno outstretching her arms perfectly, getting into the empty spot as Eastern won that in 5 sets. Going on to number 5. We're going to look at the same game now here, folks. Keep an eye on Eastern libero Madison Bell. She's going to hit a free ball here. Back to the Beacons. Beacons are going to recover nicely. Going to try to get a little drop shot. Here goes Bell with another diving save. Beacons think they might have a kill, but here's Bell once again, another diving save. Great play from the sophomore libero. And then later in that same point, here comes Mackenzie Managia. Empty spot there in that hole of the defense as Eastern won that one in 5 sets. Going on to number 4 now, LEC quarterfinals from a couple weeks ago. Linnea Rich brought on in the 83rd minute to take a penalty kick, and that's all they needed in that one as Eastern won 1-0 as Rich does a great job of freezing Kat Robbins, Plymouth State defender, to move her team on to the LEC semifinals against UMass Boston. Now going on to our podium finishers here at number 3. Keene and Eastern, middle of October. Patrick Adams going to take a shot. Ball's going to be bouncing around in front of the goal, but where's Andres Mary? Oh, there he is. He's going to slide and put it into the back of the net. Beautiful play there from Mayuri. The freshman ended up making second team all-conference. You see him and his teammates were hyped after that one. Take another look at that one. As ball's bouncing around, here comes Mayuri out of nowhere, sliding and getting it past the outstretched legs of 2 Keene defenders. Now to number 2. Take a look at Patrick Adjuman on this setup here. He's going to fall to the ground, then he's going to get up, put 2 ridiculous spin moves on UMass Dartmouth defenders, get it to Andres Mayuri and into the bottom right-hand corner. Great connection there between the freshman and sophomore. And now for number 1 on the list, here is ETV Sports' Jack Petrucci with the call.
Keeps it alive. Here's Bell. Over to Long. Kept alive by Price. And Bell's able to kick it over and it falls in.
The sophomore, as they are loving it, definitely worthy of our top play of the fall season. Now, Eastern, of course, a lot of great plays during the season. And as, of course, with the winter season coming up, we might have a few more plays coming as the winter months approach. And take a look at this, folks. Our own ETV Sports' Kyle Smith getting into the action of Men's Basketball Media Day.
Andrew, get in.
Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family. All right, guys, one more.
Can you do that again? Hold on.
Sports, Connor and Julia, not only is Kyle Smith a 3-sport athlete and our technical director behind the scenes of ETV News, but he can get jiggy on the dance floor as well.
Oh yeah, he seems to be a man of many talents. Well, that's it for this week's edition of ETV News. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
For Director Caroline Smith and all of the talented ETV News staff, I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Julia Florence. Thanks for watching. Good night.